Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Flowing Nightglow, Robin's signature Lightcone. I'm going to be sharing you a few aspects. Is it worth it? Is there any alternatives if you don't want to pull it? And can it be used for any other character in the game? Because you want to know how versatile it is before you decide to spend your hard-earned, hard-saved Stellar Jades, right? But basically, what makes this Lightcone really good, first of all, is its very, very high base stats. If you just look over here, this is a 635 base attack, which base attack is very important because any attack percentage gains stacks upon base attack. In comparison, you have Bronze's signature Lightcone, the 5-star, but the battle isn't over. It's at around 530, so a massive 20% base attack increase. That is really, really crazy. Very, very good already for a character that scales a lot with attack percentage, buffs the team based on attack percentage as well. I think it's pretty solid. So let's look at the Lightcone ability here. We can see, let's talk first about what I think about this Lightcone. The wearer gains 1 stack of Cantillation every time an ally attacks, and you can basically stack this up to 5 times, so your allies attack 5 times, you get 5 times 3%, which is a 15% total energy restoration rate. You do want your teammates to hit more so that you can gain the stacks as well. And when the wearer uses the ult, so after casting the ultimate, the energy restoration rate disappears and it gains this cadenza effect instead of cantillation. So cantillation is the energy regeneration rate. After you press ult, you switch it over to cadenza, which increases the wearer's attack by a massive amount and the team's damage dealt by 24%, which lasts for 1 turn as well. So it kind of like rotates back, cadenza, cantillation, depending on whether you use your ult and whatever not. So this is of course perfect for a character like Robin, who basically is when she's not using her ult, she wants a lot of energy restoration rate so she can get her ult, and after her ult is up, she wants to buff the team as much as possible. She's going to stay in the ult state as long as possible as well. Very, very strong Lightcone, very attractive as well. And before we dive into like the other alternatives that we have, I just didn't do like a quick teaser over here. I saw this other Lightcone that is coming out, Boundless Coral. This is an insanely good Lightcone for Nihility character like Akirion. We'll talk about that in another video. But now let's jump into the game engine, and I want to tell you what are some other options you can use if you don't have her signature Lightcone too. Okay, so a few other options that we have for a character like Robin. This is, of course, as you can see, is filmed in the 2.1 patch. There are other Lightcones that are coming out, and I think the main one that you guys want to keep an eye out for is the Event Lightcone. But then again, not everyone will be playing during 2.2. Maybe you're watching this video for a rerun. So I want to give you some other long-term alternatives as well to her signature Lightcone. The first one that I really, really like to recommend is But the Battle Isn't Over. It has like 100 less attack, so that is one thing to note, but you get a lot of the energy restoration rate already in 10% without any wind-up time at all. So if you are pulling for Robin, you are looking for a high attack Lightcone as well as good amounts of energy restoration rate. This is one alternative you can go for. Technically, theoretically, it's free because you can save up for it in the long term. But yeah, not everyone has the luck, I totally understand. The later part of it doesn't really matter too much. You regenerate 1 skill point. Your teammate deals additional damage. It's just nice to have, but not critical. The main thing that we are looking for is the energy restoration rate as well as the high base attack, which then comes into another option. This is a slightly cheaper but still a paid option, is the Battle Pass Lightcone, Carve the Moon, Weave the Clouds, and it's fantastic. One of the rare cases where a character can use everything. If you look at the attack here, it's 476, much higher than any other 4-star Lightcone. Battle Pass Lightcones are basically at 4.5 star main stats in terms of scaling. So 476, very, very strong, good amount, like only 10% less than the Bronze Lightcone if you don't have that. But you could argue at $10, $15, it might be a lot to some people as well, especially if you don't have excess funds to deploy. But for those of you who can, you can consider picking this one up. It's basically more or less guaranteed every patch. Why is it very strong? It gives you an attack damage increase, it gives you a crit damage increase, and it gives you an energy regeneration rate. All of these stats are basically what Robin wants. Attack increase helps buff the team even more, plays into Robin's style, she scales with attack. Crit damage is basically what Robin does. She buffs the team's crit damage as well. You won't be playing into teams that don't really require crit damage too much anyway because of Robin's whole playstyle. Energy regeneration rate 6% for all teammates. Robin likes this too. So you get a bit of the energy restoration rate, you get a bit of stats. Overall, pretty nice to have as well. Some other alternatives that you can go for, cheaper alternatives at least, would of course be, a lot of people will be saying Mashing Cogs. This is a bit of a copium piece in my opinion for a character like Robin. Why do I say that is, if you see, the stats here are absolutely atrocious. It's like 50% less than 4 stars. But still, this is pretty decent because you get energy. A lot of Harmony characters want energy. 160 energy is quite hard to meet for Robin as well. So, other than that, I think the other one that I want to mention is maybe Planetary Rendezvous, which works really nicely for like if you're playing into physical teams. You can play the Panacony Land of Dreams as well. We talked about that in our build guide video already. If you want to know like the what relics and stuff to build for Robin, check that out if you're interested. It'll be after, or maybe it's already on the channel depending on when this video is released as well. Other than that, the other options I don't really like too much. Again, stay tuned for the upcoming Lightcones in the game. I think the event Lightcone will be quite interesting for any of you who are playing directly in 2.2 as well. This one I don't really like too much as well. Dreamfield Adventure, the free one. Other than that, that's pretty much it. How is the Lightcone good for other characters? Let me pull up the screen real quick again so that we can see. Now really, there are going to be very few characters that will want this rotating kind of buff for whatever reason it is. Maybe a character like that wants energy regeneration rate and is able to control how often they move could find it very, very useful. Perhaps maybe Bronya. My thoughts is like, how would that work? So you start off the game, you're in Cantillation, your teammates attack, you push them up, so you gain more stacks quicker, you hit that 15 stacks, you out with Bronya, you buff the entire team up, and then what happens is she is now, when the whole team is being buffed, increases the wearer's attack by 48%. Obviously it doesn't matter for Bronya, but you get a 24% damage increase for the entire team, lasting for 1 Bronya turn. So a slow Bronya might find this very, very good then, because at least the team damage bonus lasts a bit longer, and after she takes a turn, then she starts building up the energy regeneration stacks. I think it could be pretty good. It could work for a slow character so that you get this damage bonus lasting a bit longer, and that character has to do a little bit of damage as well. Maybe a character like Runmei, but not really as well. So we have to see. Esther could use this one quite well too. So Esther goes, and then your teammate moves and does all that energy regeneration. She pushes the entire team with speed buffing, and then they all get damage increase. She gets attack bonuses, which she deals decent amount of damage as well. So any DPS Harmony-like character will like this 48%, or any character that is willing to take this and transfer it over to another character. Maybe like Tingyun. If Tingyun starts the battle and then slowly gains energy, once she gets max, she uses her out on a hyper carry, and then that hyper carry now has even more attack buffing for her because of Tingyun's kit. And then you get additional damage increase for the whole team. So Tingyun probably could use this quite well because of the attack increase scaling. And that's probably the only other few characters that I would really think of in this case. And yeah, if you guys found this video helpful, you might like actually a bit more on mechanics on Robin, which we will put out on the channel real quick. You can see it on the channel. Otherwise, check out some other Robin content. We already have quite a few. And thank you guys so much for watching again, and see you in the next video.